From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the New York Giants. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Bond looks to throw. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. Well, you know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Mond looks to throw on 1st down. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
You know, on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Excellent job on the keeper, 20 yards and a 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Well, I think the hope is, you know, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Right, 97.
They go play action here. Mond looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Ready.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, here's Mond. He'll find Reynolds over the middle. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down. Marr able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. The Giants at 5-3 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
And he'll go down at the 28. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. Gano's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. For now, their season boils down really to one question. How do we come up with that first win?
It's a great question, and I do think that they'll get it because they've been close a few times. But in order to get it done, morale has to stay high, so a lot of that goes on the coaching staff. You know, easy to coach when you're 7-1. That's a piece of cake. But with their record right now, how do they manage to keep these guys going in the right direction? And they're going to need some help from some of those veterans in the locker room.
Pierce has it knocked loose. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. Oh, he's got a little daylight. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
But derailing that play from the start was Christian Harris. He got back there and stuck him for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Jones. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
On 2nd and 10, Mond. He sets to fire deep. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up on a USC man, Adoree Jackson. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the 1st. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Jones hit and the ball's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
2nd and short now following the fumble. Throwing Jones. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is now 17-3. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Mon now off of play action. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Mon. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10, Mon. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7.
Here we go. Here we go. Right.
Mon going to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd and 12, Jones, and he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And this will be caught. It's Isaiah Hodgins. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll find Hodgins there complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. On 3rd down, Barkley. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball. That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
That's complete to the tight end, Akins. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Yeah, the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Here's Mond. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st down, here's Mond. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you...
Oh, no time to pitch it, and down he goes, and it's in the end zone. That's going to be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining and not much time, we'll see how they play this. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
On second down, here's Barkley. Gets past one man. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that one complete to Hodgins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. But forget the run on third and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
On third down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the first down. But in this case, he turned into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. It's Barkley on the counter. Dancing away at the 30. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Off play action. Jones. Bellinger hauls it in out left side. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now we're first and 10 at the 11. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. So that CD, that was impressive. He got out of 3, maybe 4 tackles there on his way to the end zone.
And a lot of times when you break a tackle or slip a tackle, it actually slows you down. That's what we were taught. If you don't make the play, make him stop his feet so someone else can get there and tackle him. But not here. He just kept right on going.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy.
I don't know if that's Brad or not, but appreciate it, Brad. He's running that ILLuminati page. He's coming for the Cowboys, so yeah.
Ready, set.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
Ooh, nice one.
It's
Nice
to
one.
the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 71 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run, and you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here. And a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Mon. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception. They've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Up the middle with Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one. No gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Fair catch called for, no gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this 2nd half. Past the 20. Foul. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kellen Mond.
What kind of play is that? QB rap.
And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Because he knows I'm running this.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. On the move to his left. Pass to Bellinger on the crossing route. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. On second and very short, Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Final minute now of the third quarter. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Stop me all you want, man.
Second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Throwing on second down, Jones.
Oh.
And it'll be intercepted.
Jump.
And the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Third down from the gun, it's Mon. He gets it to Cooks. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. On first and 10, here's Mon. And now here's another interception. Oh, look at the juke. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
Needed that.
Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a third down.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running
triangle.
Here's Jones. Off play action. He finds his man. It's Robinson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Ready, break.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Going for it with Pierce. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
17.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Mon to the air on 1st and 10. Delivers another one to Pierce. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Marr on for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make or break onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Running left, it's Barkley. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the meadow lands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Giants, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's another week, another loss as they fall now at 0-9. And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.